Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, I'll be going through the Western Bulldogs versus Essendon AFLW game, round 7 fancy review, going through how it, in the end, was not one of the funnest games to watch, I would say. Just didn't have much going for it in this one, as the likes of Essendon ran out 23-point winners in what was a very, very uncontested game. They purposely made it so comparative to a lot of the other games in the round and just the whole season. I did say, and it was quite funny that it happened to be this round that after I said it, but I did say earlier that a lot of the games are very much tackle based, and that is still true, and that it's about a 2-to-1 ratio, but in this game you'll actually see more marks taken than tackles for one of the first times in the AFLW that I've seen, and I think we had one other game this round that ran close with the marks and tackles comparatively, which usually happens in the men's, that they have that marks are more than tackles, but not so in the women's, and you'll see later that they're also back to the trend of 2 times the tackle, 2 times the marks for the tackles. But anyway, let's jump into this and go through it. So Georgia Stathis with a 94, she was absolutely brilliant. I don't think I can actually get the live scoring up if I really wanted to. Let me just grab it up here quickly for you guys. It's this game here for Georgia Stathis, and then all the other girls. You can see Georgia Stathis 33, 15, 22, 24, pretty consistent throughout the whole day here. And yeah, she ended up on a 94 on 25 touches, 2 marks, 5 tackles. And I just want to check in the kick-ins. That is Essendon. Let me go to Western Bulldogs because I want to check out Georgia Stathis was not on the kick-ins. It was Fitzgerald and Gorham. So no kick-ins for her, which is a really good sign that she scored 94. I know that we were talking about her in preseason, and I still don't think that there's much value in her, given that we just look at her here, and you'll see that she's averaging 48 for the year, which is still very, very low. I thought that her 68 would be unders, but 48 was clearly unders. 68 was clearly overs for her, as she's gone 5, 60, 46, 54, 36, 42, and then the big 94 here. And yeah, that halfback role never really scored, and that's something that I've really got to remember for next year. Berry with a 70, she just had 20 odd touches, 4 and 3. Let's look at her quarter by quarter. You can see also injured in this game, which is another interesting one too. I don't know what exactly happened with that injury, given that she played and scored 17 in the last quarter. But 26-7, 2017 for her. Then you see Edmonds was on 48 at halftime, but then fell away quite massively in the second half. And the rucks is a big watch for me next year, because yes, we'll have Moffat really, really cheap, but is she going to return back to her form? Or as she'll be probably priced around that 58 to 60 range, I would suspect, with Moffat, which would be around that 700k range. Or do we go like a Lucy Whale, one of the Whale sisters, or someone like that, who's potentially going to go upwards of and have that Mim Strom level breakout? Or is there one in the draft class that we can look at and go for? But I don't think, just looking at the draft class rankings, I don't think there's one in the draft class that will play major ruck yet. So I think we may be down the Moffat route. But yeah, Edmonds 70, she's been sort of disappointing this year. Pritchard 67. You can see 17 touches and 5 tackles for a 67. 67% TOG is a little bit worrying, but I'm pretty sure she's not one that has extremely high TOG anyway. Gorham, we talked about in the kick-ins as well. She had 16 touches, 3 marks, 2 tackles, so she did all right. Grant Fitzgerald, the other one on the kick-ins, 14 touches, 2 marks, 2 tackles for a 49. And then you sort of get to the point where these girls don't matter at all, pretty much. Carruthers, Farquharson, Grigg. Grigg is one that's interesting. I think we could see a similar trend to what we saw with Holly Cooper. Holly Cooper actually looked really good on ball. She tagged Riddell to, I think, a sub 100 score, which, I mean, it was 97, which doesn't make too much of a difference, given that Riddell's averaging like 115. But it showed that Holly Cooper can play on ball, because she also scored a 60. I think Grigg, they could put her in a tagging role for the rest of the year on ball, and it might actually work for her. It might actually develop her, because she's a really good tackler. So I think chucking her on ball wouldn't be the dumbest idea. 10 touches for her, 3 marks, 2 tackles, and that for a 37. Then we go Hartwig, Woodley, Smith, McFarlane, Gutneck, Weston Turner with a 30 as well. So you just see the irrelevance of all these sort of younger girls, I think they are. A lot of these sort of 30s and stuff here, even the 40s are sort of irrelevant anymore. Kimber, Bennett, Wilcock, and Barwick. Then we go down and we go across to the likes of the Essendon girls, and Radford here, 9 marks, 4 tackles, and a 106 for her on 22 touches. If we actually just want to look at her because she had a really good game, I'm pretty sure she's midfield only in fantasy because we sort of looked at it and then didn't. So if we go down here, you can see the inconsistency there is the problem with her, I would say, given that you have a 43, a 59, looking at it here, and then a 35, but she does have another 80 score with some CBAs, but I'm pretty sure if I just look at it quickly from the player pool on my phone here, just to grab up Radford, I'm pretty sure she is, midfield only, 811k after the 106 upgrade there, so would have made her gain in price. So just don't think there's relevance there. I don't think she played much on ball, if I remember correctly. Let me jump over to Essendon here and look at these on-ball stuff, and you will see Radford played 0% on-ball, so you had just Paige Scott and also Gamble substituting in for Wales, and Gamble probably substituted in for Wales, and then you had Nanscorn and Kane had Paige Scott come in for her. So there's that one. Pressparker's here with a 98. If we look at the live scoring for the quarter by quarter, you can see also Radford scored heavily in the first quarter and then heavily in the second half. You can see Nanscorn and Pressparker's both on 98 here, but Maddie Pressparker's had a 17-22, then a 42 and a 17. Pretty sure she scored 2 goals. What's this game that she scored 2? Nope, 2 behind. So that was the quarter where she was just basically kicking it to an intercept, and then it was getting kicked straight back to her, and she scored like 20 points just so quickly in the game there. So yeah, she had 27 touches, 5 marks, 1 tackle, 4 free kicks, 4. And yeah, she did really, really well for a 98. Nanscorn as well, 29 touches, 4 marks, 3 tackles for a 98. I would have been intrigued to see how this would have gone if it was more of a tackle-based game, given how well Nanscorn got possession-wise. She did really well, and the tackles probably would have come more so, and she would have ended up about a 110 if this was more contested. Georgia Clark with 25, 10 marks for a 95. Don't think there's going to be much relevance there for her, given that I don't see there being a 10-marker game too often in fantasy. I mean, she's averaging 48 for the year, but is now at 807k. I just don't think you can go there, to be honest with you, because I don't think she'll consistently score. I think this is just one good game here. Carney, Maddie Gay with an 82. Let's just look at the live scoring quickly just to show you. So Clark had 24, 19, 17, and then 35 in the last quarter. I think she got 2 or 3 very late marks, just back and forth at the end. Gay with 37 in the last quarter and 35 in the second to get to an 82. I think similar, those two were just kicking it back and forth. Then we go down. Stephanie Wales with a 78, only 10 hitouts is a little bit concerning for a game against another full-time ruck. For her chances to actually really impress and improve, I guess, in 2025. You would probably like to see her get more hitouts, but it is what it is. I just want to see her ruck time in case it was just down or whatnot. Let's see the ruck contests in general. Let's see them here. 64%, so a little bit down on the ruck contest. Well, not really, actually. That's sort of what she sits at, which isn't a good percentage, given that a lot of the other rucks are around that 75-ish percent. And given that, and we also just look at the game stats here, you'll see not many hitouts in general, only 44. So that is probably a little bit of a thing that helps out her case, that it was just a very uncontested game. Gaylor with 74, she looked really good off the sort of forward pocket, I think. Cam with 67. Too Good looked actually really good as well, coming back from her injury, the second game back for her. She tired out in the second half, but 65, I think, is a good launching platform, and I think she's just getting better and better. So I think she's one that you can bring in this week now that she's down in the 600Ks. You can just swap out someone for her, and it will do better for you guys. So I think she's going to be a trade target this week. Van Loon, 60. Walker, 57. Alexander. Morecambe, again, 56 for her is pretty good, but I guess it was a little bit of an uncontested game, so she did help that did help her out a little. Brown, Goff, Bush, Adams, Gamble, Scott, and Bannister. So that pretty much is the video there going through the Western Bulldogs versus Essendon game, which I think happened on the Friday night now, and it is the Monday now, so we are a couple of days behind, but we're catching up, and yeah, we'll be caught up by Wednesday or so. We'll get them all up, and then Wednesday, the last video on the Wednesday will be the round review, and then you'll have all the stuff on the Thursday with the round preview, etc. But if you did enjoy that video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and I'll see you guys in the next recap. Bye guys.